Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to be very lucky? They've got this knack of always being in the right place at the right time, great things happen for them, and opportunities just come flowing their way. But is this actually possible for everyone? Is this possible for you? Yes, because the luck those people seem to have is actually a natural consequence of them just attuning to the natural flow of life, of taking things a bit less seriously, of lightening up and letting good fortune come their way. In this video, I'm going to show you what I've learned about how to tune into this lucky energy so that you can bring more of it into your own life. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. I'm Charlotte and I'm so glad you're here. If you have been around for a while, thank you. I love you. And I want to let you know that the energy of the channel is going to be shifting a little bit. My focus is going to be evolving. I've just invested in an incredible year-long program where I'm going to be learning all about the gene keys and human design. I'm going to actually become a certified human design coach to build and evolve my own existing coaching practice. Now, this program is led by an incredible woman called Julie Ciardi. She is such an inspiration to me for many reasons, but one of them is that she actually rewrote the entire language of human design and the gene keys for women for business. I can explain more about what the gene keys and human design are, but what is incredible is this bold move of reclaiming language. Okay, I love the fact that she took systems of awakening and brought them into a way of communication that felt right for her. Okay, so I've chosen to go all in with this program, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff that I learn as I go along the way about the gene keys, especially, which is a system of, as I say, evolution of genetic level awakening of contemplation of self-awareness that was created by Richard Rudd. And I'm going to be talking about it a lot because it is changing my reality so deeply. It is raising my vibration. It is giving me a deep understanding of myself and of the people that I interact with. And I can feel the impact of my work increasing, amplifying, and becoming more and more powerful as I go into this. So I want you to know I'm going to be referring to it a lot more, and I would love to know how it feels, how it lands. Do you feel a shift? Because this is actually about co-creating together in community. So never be shy to let me know how you feel and what you want to hear more of. So what I want to talk about today is this energy of luck, of good fortune, which is encoded in the gene key 46 in Richard Rudd's system. Now, one of the amazing things about the gene keys is that of the 64, there's 64 of them, and each one has a shadow, a gift, and what he calls a siddhi. So the siddhi is like this highest expression. This in itself is already an incredibly hopeful and uplifting way of understanding the world, because it means that whatever shadows or blocks or limitations or imprints or, issues you feel you've been dealing with, in every single one of them, there is the potential for awakening, for evolution, for healing, and that your greatest gifts and your greatest powers lie in the transformation of the shadow. So it's like you don't have to worry if you've been experiencing problems in your being, in your psyche, in your subconscious. They are seeds of potential. This is so good, so empowering. I love it. Now, the gene keys are individual kind of maps to your being, but they are also applicable at the collective level. And there's this energy shift that Richard Rudd calls the pulse. So the pulse shifts as the sun moves, And wherever we are in the energies determines the kind of collective frequency at any one moment. So we can use this to navigate life and to understand how things might be feeling, and to make meaning, to make sense, to really guide us and navigate us. So I'm going to be taking inspiration from the pulse. Now, what we've been in for the last few days, it's kind of coming to an end actually, but we've been in the energy of Gene Key 46. I promise I'm getting to luck. I am getting there. Stay with me. Gene Key 46 has the shadow of seriousness, the gift of delight, and the city of ecstasy. So this is the transformational process that you go through when you either, if you have this gene key in your own personal makeup, or if you're navigating the archetypal energies that it represents. So we've been in this energy now. Richard Rudd starts the chapter of his book that's about number 46 with a story of the Rainmaker. Okay, the Rainmaker, if you think about it, it's an ancient archetypal energy, isn't it? This character, this medicine person who villagers will call on if they've been going through a drought. So in the story of the Rainmaker, there is a drought-stricken village, and they call for somebody to help them. The Rainmaker arrives at the village, and he doesn't really ask for much. He just wants a hut, goes into the hut and starts going about his business. And the villagers really revere him. They think he's an absolute miracle worker, and they're waiting to see what happens. So I'm going to read to you exactly what Richard Rudd says about this Rainmaker from the Gene Keys book. Okay, this is the Gene Keys book. This is my new playground. I was going to say it's like my new Bible, but that would imply some kind of devotion or religion, but it's not that. It's a playground. It's like an ocean of insight, wisdom, and joy. So the Rainmaker's arrived at the village, okay? And he says, despite his far-reaching fame, our Rainmaker has a great secret known only to himself. He knows that in truth he has no special powers over the weather. His secret is that he has discovered his true purpose in life. He is a Rainmaker, and wherever he goes, it happens to rain. He doesn't make it rain. He is simply attuned to places where it is about to rain. This is why he doesn't have to do anything other than show up wherever he feels like going. And this is about the energy of alignment, right? Of attuning to the natural flow of life, going where it is about to rain. And it's not about tricking people. It's about this attunement and this ease and the understanding that our purpose is not something outside us, it's something that we have within, and that all we have to do is relax and be in that energy, and things start to flow much, much more easily. So I absolutely love this story, and it really encapsulates for me how we get to actually stop striving, stop trying so hard, stop trying to make things happen. I mean, Richard Rudd also says that luck is what happens when we stop interfering with life. You can't interfere with the weather, but you can go to where it's going to rain. Do you see the difference? It's like so important a shift in my consciousness. It's made a really big difference. And what's it even got to do with this idea of seriousness being the shadow and moving from seriousness to delight to ecstasy? Well, seriousness comes when we are cut off from the universal love energy that's actually available to us at all times. It's like Richard Rudd's talking about the way that you take life seriously when you don't realize the bigger picture, like when you don't see that this is a multifaceted, multi-lifetime, fractal experience that we're having. When we get myopic and when we get caught up in the details and when we get really focused, overly focused on what we want to happen and we're trying to interfere in life, everything becomes very serious. But lucky people they have this lightness to them, right? They let good fortune come their way because they're just naturally cool. They're chill. I remember I had a boss in the past and he had this exact energy of lucky lightness. He would just not really take stuff too seriously. I mean, he cared about things. He had very, very powerful goals, but he wasn't taking it seriously. And as a result, I witnessed his career explode. He had one of the most quick trajectories through the world of academia I've known, because he just had this way of letting things just be, letting things happen. Now, totally attuning to life, going with the flow, does it mean that you're not supposed to have goals? Absolutely not. Having goals, having a vision, having a dream, having milestones you want to reach, super, super important, but it's about holding them lightly. The way I love to remember this principle of holding things lightly is with the good old biro, right? If you grip the biro in your hand tightly, you can only see the end and the top. But if you open your hand and let it just rest on your palm, you can see the entire biro. And like, it's just such a powerful metaphor. If you're gripping on tightly to your goals, you can barely see them. If you let them just sit and rest, relaxed, not gripped onto, not tight, then you kind of get to see so much of the bigger picture. And it's a good reminder that you're going to feel more good fortune if you just lighten up. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but really this feels like a deep truth to me. And so it's an exploration of like, what are the little ways in your life that you can identify? Am I taking things too seriously? Can I be a bit lighter? Can I loosen the grip? Okay, and it's going to allow more abundance, more goodness to flow into your reality. So there's a lot more to say about the 46 gene key, but I don't want to overwhelm or get bogged down in too much of the detail. I will say one more thing. I'm going to read again from the Gene Keys book, and then let's go into a meditation and just tap directly into this energy ourselves. So here's what Richard Rudd says, because I don't want you to think that some people are lucky and some people are not, and that you're one of the ones that aren't lucky, okay? So he says, synchronicity is an energy field available to absolutely anyone, whether they have the 46 gene key in their profile or not. The only prerequisite for tapping into synchronicity is this delight. In other words, you must remain open to surprises, let go of where you want life to take you, and trust in a force beyond your control. It's just so good. It's a universal truth, and I love the idea of all of us taking a little bit more delight in life, letting go of a bit more constriction, and letting that grace and that freedom and that beautiful, lucky fortune energy flowing more easily as a result. So before we get into today's meditation, I want you to know that I work as a coach. I absolutely love one-to-one coaching, and I offer a 3-month program at the moment where I can guide you to so much more clarity, so much more alignment, and a restoring of the bonds in your life, whether they are with yourself or with other people. And again, when we go through these processes of attunement and alignment, coming back to the real true self, the luck, the abundance, the good fortune, the fulfillment and satisfaction really do flow. So if you would like to work with me, I have a link in the description below. The link below is to apply. But don't let that word apply put you off. The reason why I have added the process of applying is really so that when people come on a call with me to talk about whether they want coaching, I'm just more attuned to what you already want. I get to know you a tiny bit before we go into a 30-minute session where I'm really going to help you articulate what it is that you need help with. Okay, so filling that form in takes about 3 to 4 minutes, and don't let that be a barrier to making contact with me, having a conversation. There is no pressure in these calls. It's a space of connection. And so I would invite you to explore that if it feels like something that you need in your life, that you want in your life, that you are craving, then please do go for it. So let's go into our meditation. I'd love you to find a nice comfortable position. Be somewhere where you're safe and you'll not be disturbed for the next few minutes. As always, let's come into the body. The 46 gene key actually governs the relationship to the body and invites us to feel delight in this physical vessel that we have been gifted. So let's feel the body in 3-dimensional space. As always, you can connect with the body through noticing where it's making contact with any surface, whether it's the chair or maybe your feet on the ground or the bed or wherever you are. Where are you making that contact? Let your awareness go there. And start to tune into the natural rhythm of your breath, this life-giving force. And allow yourself to let the mind be quiet. It's a question of opening to entrain with the collective energy and to benefit from that attunement. Opening to receive the energy of delight, of good fortune. And let's begin with lightening the load around our body. You might tune into anywhere where there's some self-criticism or a holding of tension in your body. Where does it feel like the body carries this energy of seriousness? And can you let any of the judgments or the tightness melt from ice to water to mist? Letting that density or heaviness become lighter and lighter. You might experience this as a sense of relief. The relief of just not trying so hard anymore. The relief of knowing that good fortune and synchronicity can flow naturally into your life. And let's begin with a process of reclaiming delight. Being guided by your own intuition and your own sense of safety. You might want to recall a moment of delight in your own life. It doesn't have to be big or important. It's just a sense of beautiful smell or a delicious food, or delighting in seeing somebody do well, delighting in receiving a gift. Anything that activates this energy. Or maybe you've witnessed somebody else experiencing delight, and that can help you to tune into this frequency. Just let yourself be witness to this delight energy. And you can start to feel it expanding. Maybe it has a color, maybe it has light, maybe it's a sparkling energy. Again, if this doesn't come forward for you, that's okay. But if it does, let whatever it is expand. Let it permeate your whole being. Let it infuse every cell. And as you feel more and more delight, you sense that at the same time, the seriousness, the constriction, and the heaviness are just melting away. It's just not as important. Some of the things you thought mattered can have more space. You find you're more able to laugh at yourself, to just gently smile. And bring this easy energy into whatever is going on in your day. And as the seriousness dissolves and the delight evolves, you open to more and more good fortune. You just become so receptive and magnetic, and you feel yourself inhabiting that energy of the lucky person, the one for whom life just seems to be easy. The seriousness is like a black cloud, and when it passes out of your energy field, what emerges is more like a sun shower, and it falls down on you radiant and allows you to reflect that light and to let that light shine on all those you come into contact with. And if you'd like to anchor this in with an affirmation, you can repeat after me. I allow life to delight in me. I tread lightly. I welcome good fortune. And as we come to the end of this meditation, once again start to bring your awareness into the physical body and be curious if there's anything you can find today in your body that is delightful. Whether it's a delicious stretch or a little self-massage or just an awareness of the miracle that it is. Knowing that it is a tool of awakening just as the mind is and just as the energy is. You might want to start bringing some movement into the body, and taking some deeper breaths to return to the present moment, knowing that you can come back to this energy of delight at any time. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.